Hey, it's Darcy Castro from TML TV. I'm here to invite you to the Magazine Lifestyle Spring launch party and charity event. It's taking place June 3rd in Nashville, Tennessee at Gavin DeGraw's Underground. Join us for celebrity appearances, a New York fashion show, food, signature drinks. Stay tuned as we reveal all our headlining acts and the legendary musician who's going to be gracing our cover. Join me on the red carpet. There's still some sponsorship opportunities available. And of course, you'll be able to catch it all on TML TV right here with your host, Darcy Castro. This fun, COVID-safe event is a benefit for Steven Tyler's Janie's Fund. You remember that Aerosmith song, Janie's Got a Gun? Well, now Janie's got a fund. And girls that have suffered abuse and neglect now have a safe place to go and programs just for them as they transition out of the foster care system. So join us, put your dollars to good work for some of our community's most vulnerable. Make a donation today straight to Janie's Fund at themagazinelifestyle.com and buy tickets for this event. Join us in Nashville, June 3rd for Rockin' for a Cause. See you there. Welcome back to the Magazine Lifestyle TV. This is your host, Darcy Castro, and today I'm very excited to introduce Brenda Di Bari. So we have, she's a broker in the Manhattan real estate community, folks, but so much more than that. She is a lifestyle consultant and a life coach, and she's got a pretty amazing story. So we definitely wanted to have her on today to inspire us. So thank you for being here, Brenda.
Thank you for having me. Wonderful to be here.
I'm sure you have such a busy schedule. I can't, even with COVID, like the real estate market has been insane. So thank you for taking time away. And I get it. If you get a text from a client, like we can put this on hold. So I get it.
No need. Everything is on silent, powered down. I've got a good chunk of time to talk to you. It's my pleasure to do so.
I love that. Thank you so much, because I know it is a 24/7 job and you're an agent. I can't even imagine that market. So thank you for your time. Totally appreciate it. I think I've shared with my viewers before, I'm a mom of 4. You're a mom of 6. You got me beat. I mean, that is respect, and you have this career.
But yeah, I've got half a squad here.
Like props, seriously. So tell me a little bit about this. So you're a mom of 6. And I understand you've had a little bit of a difficult path here. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Life is filled with opportunities to grow. That's what we call challenges.
Oh, I love that. And what a fabulous perspective.
Yeah. So life has been interesting and busy for me. I like busy. I haven't always appreciated the type of busy it's brought, but hey, we get past it. Yeah. So I have 6 children, 4 of whom are now adult age. But that doesn't mean they're on their own, right? They never go away. Anyway, so they are a blessing to me. And their dad, my husband of 21 years, unexpectedly passed away coming up on 10 years ago. So this is where my curveball got interesting. And this is where my path, I was already a real estate broker in New York. My late husband and I also had a wine importing business. That was kind of his baby, but I had to do my part in helping him, as many small businesses pull the whole family in when needed. But I was already in real estate, loved it, but I was also studying a lot of self-development and going down that path, and especially going through the experiences of becoming a widow. I had 6 children under 17. 2 of them were twins at 22 months old. This was like a tsunami hit my house. Wow. My late husband was from Italy, so I decided to move my family to Italy so that they could be near his family a little bit, sort of a healing process, and just sort of trying to figure out, where do I land in this new reality that I didn't plan on? And I went down the line of, I tried a little bit of this and that to sort of start feeling better. and I studied a lot on various methods of self-development. And this led me to coaching, life coaching. First as a recipient, and then I was so enamored with what it can do for a person. And it just really resonated with kind of my philosophy and the way that I think on things, that I ended up getting my own certification and doing it. And I have clients. My original idea was to blend the real estate and the coaching. I'm sure you know from moving and just from life in general.
Oh, you're a default like psychologist. Like, yes. Yes. My agent knows, like, she knows my heart.
Yes. It can get very intense,
So true.
lots of emotions, and it's really great to be able to help calm that down and sort through it a little bit. So that's how I started blending the two together, was just doing what real estate requires and sort of bringing in a little bit of coaching when needed. And so it's quite a blessing to me that I get to do two things I really love.
That's so interesting, because I was going to ask you, like, how do these things merge together? But then as you said it, like, I've been in that experience, and many of us have been. It can be very stressful. It can be very emotional. That makes complete sense. So what an amazing offering you're able to bring to the table with your clients. Yeah, definitely not just a real estate transaction here.
No.
That's so interesting. And then you lived abroad. So what was that like?
That was an amazing gift that I gave to myself and my children. I didn't think of it as I'm giving them this. I really wanted them to be close to their daddy's family more than anything. But it was just so much more than that. At the end of the day, we got to experience really what it is like to immigrate to a country, right? Americans, we're used to receiving other people. And so it was quite a journey to be on the other side of that and be the immigrant. My kids went to a new school system, they did not speak the language. My husband, their dad never actually spoke Italian to them.
Wow.
So that was an interesting part. We traveled throughout Europe by car. I'm one of those people that I could wake up, find myself with the time, I will plan like a 3-month road trip and be gone. So we did a bit of that. It was a lot of fun. Of course, I couldn't just live like that forever. We had to land and sort of make a future for my kids who were growing into now college age and all of that sort of thing. And I miss New York. I mean, I'm a New Yorker. It's hard to be away when you really have it in your blood. So we came back, but it was an amazing experience for all of us in varying ways.
Wow, what a life-altering experience. One life-altering experience that really led to something else that sounds like it was really enriching as well.
Incredible.
How interesting. And that definitely gives you such a broad perspective, especially in your role as a life coach. That's fantastic. You're balancing a lot here. And I'm always very interested to talk to other working moms. There's so many of us that span so much of this gamut. What does that balance look like to you? Is balance a thing? Like, how do you find that work-life balance? And what does that even mean to you?
So, I would never say there's never a moment where I don't feel a tiny bit overwhelmed. I think that is just to be expected.
I love that honesty.
I happen to kind of thrive in that. So that's okay for me. But I think really more than that, I love what I do. And I have always worked as an entrepreneur. I've never held like a corporate job. It never fit my personality. I am used to working 7 days a week. I don't look at it as work. It's just my life. It's what I do. My kids all grew up in that environment. So it's kind of, they do their work sort of the same way. It doesn't feel like work at the end of the day. It really doesn't. It's just part of who I am. It's part of what I do. I'm blessed to be able to work around my kids because I can work, a lot of my work can be done at home. So I'm there for those moments. I'm there for the meltdowns and there for the happy, whatever it is that comes, you're a mom. Things happen every day, right?
Every moment of every day.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact.
Exactly. So I think for me, the balance is simply blending what I do. I know that's not possible for everyone. I know that there are different challenges for different people. I think a lot of it comes down to your perspective. And if you can learn to sort of shift your perspective to look at your blessings in what you do, it's
Mm,
great to be able to have a career. It's wonderful to have these things. So if you can look at them more as
yeah.
something you've created instead of something that's being done to you, I think it's very helpful.
Oh, that is wonderful advice. It's the finding the beauty in the perfectly imperfect, because
That's
that's
right. And then
so
meditation,
much of what it is.
yoga, some things like that, they
Yeah.
really
Oh, I'm glad you said that. So I wanted to ask you about wellness,
Mhm.
because when you are as busy as you are, I mean, that Manhattan lifestyle too is go, go,
Yeah.
go. So, how do you find time for wellness, and what does that mean for you?
I make the time for wellness.
Mm.
And what that means for me, I put myself to sleep thinking of gratitudes and meditations when I
Oh,
go to bed at night.
not the list of
Sometimes
everything you need to do? That's interesting. I should try that.
I do that. If I'm really organized, I get
Mhm.
up 10 minutes earlier than other people in the house and I do a quick meditation. It's amazing how that can reset your
Yeah.
whole day and your whole sort of energy. I know that is hard for some people to learn to do. Um, you think, oh, you're just going to quiet your
Right.
mind, and that can be very challenging, but it's a good challenge to put into your toolkit and see if it works for you. I always make time to do something physical every single day. If it's pop out for a run, if it's take 30 minutes and do a yoga app. I play tennis.
Mm.
I try to squeeze a little horseback riding in there. I don't do the same thing every day, and not every day do I get to do something, but it's my habit that I put something in every day. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, a wonderful advice. And I love that about the meditation too.
Mhm.
I did read Eat, Pray, Love, and I always wondered, well, how am I supposed to, how can she meditate for 8 hours at a time? Like, how does anybody quiet their mind for more than 30 seconds? But I think you're
Yeah,
right, being so intentional. That's so
yeah,
interesting, getting up a little bit early every morning and just setting the
yeah.
time for that and knowing that it's not going to be perfect right away. It is a learned skill,
It
right?
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. One of the things that I really liked when I was doing some research on you and getting to know you a little bit is that, on your website at brendadibari.com, it's not all about the real estate. You have
Mhm.
some free ebooks on there that are very interesting.
I do.
Um, One was about parenting from your experience, from your life experience.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about control. I think as a high functioning women with a
Yep.
lot of drive and a lot of ambition, um, that's can be sometimes very central to ourselves. So tell me
Very
what you've learned about that.
Very difficult. And especially when it comes to our children, there's nothing nearer or dearer
Yeah.
to moms and dads.
Yeah.
So we tend to want to like make everything perfect for them and
Hmm.
carve things out. And we have, whether
Right.
we think it or not, we have certain expectations, even if they're not rigid, like, oh, my child will go to medical school and even if they're not that rigid,
Right.
we
Yes.
do we do have certain expectations we may not even realize that are in our non-conscious mind that sort of work into the way we relate to our children and to the world. And I had to learn some hard lessons in life about not being able to control everything,
Hmm.
and learning what that is like to absolutely give up control of things that you cannot control. We cannot control other people, even our own children. We can guide them and nurture them and hope for the best, but we can't actually control them. And so it has been, I think I'm pretty good at it now, but it has been a big learning
Hmm.
point in parenting for me.
Yeah. And you've got kids across the age spectrum.
I do.
So you've
I do.
definitely
From
done.
27 down to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about self-care in that book too, that
Mhm.
it's more than bubble baths.
It really
How,
is.
how is, why is self-care so important, and what is that? How do you define self-care for yourself?
For me, self care is whatever it takes
Hmm.
to pay attention to what's going on inside.
Oh,
Every emotion that we feel is telling us something. So if we're feeling overstressed, if we're feeling nervous, if we're feeling anxiety, we need to stop and figure out what that's telling us.
hmm.
That's self care. And for some people, that can come on a run. For some people, that can come vegging out in front of the
Mhm.
TV, whatever it is for you, it
Right.
is important that you don't let life like rule you so much that you can't take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Read, listen to music you love, dance naked, whatever it is. But take that time, even if it's 5 minutes, it can be an amazing reset.
Yeah. Well, no dancing naked in Manhattan with the windows open. You don't
Well,
have that
don't tell my neighbor.
luxury, but you're a New Yorker, you know. Everybody to each their own in New York City. So just before I let you go today, I just have two more questions for you. I look at a woman like you and gosh, that's, crushing it and so much respect, so inspiring. But how do you define success? What does that mean to you?
Thanks. Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that because I think many of us tend to look at others and think, God, they've got it going on and they're crushing it and they're doing great. And sometimes they are, but maybe they're crushing it in one way and not in another. For
Right.
me, success is when you actually have peace inside,
Mm-hmm.
you will be able to achieve more. So, yes, success is financial, right? We like to make money. Success is, having your kids do well. Success is measured by a lot of things. But at the end of the day, for me, success is, do I like who I am? And am I doing something that matters? Am I helpful to other people? Is it working? Is what I'm doing working for
Right.
people around me? I have really come to the point where I see all of us as one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't hurt others. Am I succeeding in that? All of that sort of thing is successful to me.
Right. Right. No, sage advice. No, I love that. And I love that perspective. And thank you for reminding me of that. That is great. That is so great. I think it's really important that we empower other women. We empower those around us, our peers, those that are looking up to us, those that do, see each other through that lens and want to help
Yeah.
each other. What are ways that we can better empower the women in our lives?
Oh, we definitely need to acknowledge the beauty that we have in each other. I don't mean physical beauty. I mean, we need to acknowledge a person's gifts. We all have gifts. They're all different.
Mhm.
We're not all the same. Someone may have an incredible gift that gets a lot of attention. Someone may have a more quiet gift that doesn't get noticed by many people. It's
Mhm.
really important that we look at each other when we speak to each other. Let each other talk. Listen. You know, all of those things create a lot of importance for a person to feel heard, to feel seen. This is how we empower one another.
Yeah.
I also think it's important to control our own jealousies and
Mhm.
things of that nature and make sure that we are speaking positively of one another and promoting one another in a good way, never holding one another back. I think
Right.
is so important.
Right. Right. Oh gosh. Well, you've given me something to think about. Viewers, I hope this has been helpful and inspiration for you. Brenda, I just appreciate you so much. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. I
So
really
great.
appreciate coming here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I love that we could do this today from Atlanta to Manhattan. So it worked out really
Fabulous.
good. Listen, folks, please check Brenda out, brendadibari.com. If you have any real estate needs in the Manhattan area, or you need to check out the life coach. And for Pete's sake, go on there and get those free ebooks. That's an easy first step. So do that. So Brenda, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.